Hey all, and this is the quest for the Grail. This is a Dark Slayer event and Chaotic Killer. Now with this event, I think the key cards to the event are going to be the Freedom Fighters and High Performance Unit Iria. If you have both of these cards, you should be able to make a deck based around them. So the deck I've made on the screen is actually pretty effective. I'll talk through the deck from left to right. So let's start with the Spirits United. This is the card for the killer skill that I have. It's a bit of an old card, but it's the only one I have. 800% rather than 900%. Doesn't make too much difference in all fairness. Plus it does have a passive on it that increases Dark Slayer attack by a small amount. The Freedom Fighter is one of the key cards to doing well with a non-event deck, I think. Has the bonus attack on the card. Now this does most of the damage. You will see when I use the deck. It does around 4 times what it hits for, so to speak. So if it does around 500 trillion, the bonus attack normally hits for around 2Q. Sometimes a little bit higher. But yeah, that's a really useful card, and I think pretty much essential as a non-event deck card. Steadfast Sleuths. Another Immortal Killer card. Increases Dark Slayer attack by 80%, creates power gems. Has a nice passive on it as well, another useful card. Regal Revolutionaries, again another Immortal Killer card. That's what my team is based on, Immortal Killer. Creates 5 Dark Power Gem level 2s. Increases Immortal Killer attack by 180% as well. So, when combined with Iria, that gives a nice boost. And here is Iria. Gives that lovely supercharged bonus. You can see Immortal Killer attack by 2,500%. So yeah, that's the team I'm using. It's pretty effective in all fairness. I highly recommend trying to make something similar to this. So onto the relics. As always, having enough relics to break the 7 shields is important. So we have this water relic that breaks the 3 shields, then light relic that breaks 2 shields, and then the dark one over here that breaks 2 shields. Then for the other 2 relics, 2 general Dark Slayer relics. Nothing overly special about these. If you have a legend relic though, you could replace one of the Dark Slayer relics. Almar's Scythe. But there we go, that's what I'm using. It's pretty effective. It's maybe not the best team you can make up, but I'm pretty happy with it. Then if we scroll across to here, it's just a slight variant on the team. I've put Seaborn Scalawags on the team instead, as it has that lovely upgrade skill and creates a lot of power gems. That's something you could try, but I think the first team may be more effective. So what other options are there? Well, I've seen a deck that uses the Trojan Lovers. So you can maybe try this. Since it's a Chaotic Killer event, you could also try the Sirens. Since it has that passive that increases Chaotic Killer attack by 1,600%. I don't think either of those options will be as effective as using an Immortal Killer based team with High Performance Unit Iria. So you could also try a Commander deck. If you have a bunch of cards that increase Dark Commander damage, you could try using that with Immortal based cards and Iria. For example, like this, that increases Dark Commander damage by 80%. This one by 60%. And Defraggers is Immortal Killer. Truth and Consequence for the killer skill, and then Iria to boost up the damage. That may work. It's something to try anyway if you're struggling for ideas. I do focus more on Commander decks than I do Slayer decks. So here we go with the actual event. I didn't focus too much on the vault this time around. There was a special offer though. Buy one, get one free, so to speak. If you got an event card, you got one for free. Alright, so here is the actual event. I have a Carillion boss up, so I'm going to give my team a quick test on this. I actually think I don't even need to lock the boss. This team is really effective. You may have also seen, but I've gone to the highest prestige already. My team is pretty decent, you will see. It takes 3 turns, but it's effective. When the Freedom Fighters hits its nuke, pretty much kills the boss. Yeah, turn 1, use anything. Turn 2, use Iria. And then turn 3, hit the boss hard. There we go. And then just use all the skills pretty much at this point. Yeah, fear can be a little bit difficult, but the skills should charge up anyway, even if the boss does activate fear. But the boss should be defeated after this attack anyway, so it doesn't matter too much. Just match the highest 2 power gems. And here we go. That's the normal damage, then the nuke hits, and the boss dies. So yeah, I definitely recommend making something based around the Freedom Fighters and Iria if you can. I'm going to try and get a Radiant up now to give a better sort of test of my team. There we go, there's the Radiant boss. That didn't actually take too long. I just had to clear a few other bosses off my screen. Now I will lock this one. Let's see how much damage I can actually do to the boss. I will check what skill it's got as well. I don't think it's going to make too much difference if it has fear or not. What I mean is the skills should recharge anyway, but let's test this out and see if that actually happens. Hopefully there'll be enough passive power gems spawned that I won't have problems with fear, but we will find out. Here we go. Right, so same process as before. Turn 1, use anything. Turn 2, use Iria. Turn 3, use all the cards. I guess from left to right is okay, but you may find a better activating order for yourself. I like to use Spirits United first, though, as it just spawns ordinary dark gems and not power gems. And here we go. That's looking like a pretty decent opening hit. Now let's see if I have problems with fear or not. I might do. But since it only casts once, I don't think it's going to be that bad. Oh, and fear is removed as well. I think the Spirits United removed that. So yeah, not too many problems with fear so far. That's always good. And hopefully I will be able to take off at least half of the boss, then I can rally it to the guild. Right, here we go. Hit the highest 2 value. There we go. That's looking pretty decent. 654 on the Freedom Fighters. See, I'm going to need about 3 or 4 attacks to take off half the health. Which is actually really good considering this is a non-event deck. It's one of my best Slayer decks I've had for a long time. And yeah, fear often gets removed as well, which helps a lot. So yeah, I don't need to make a specific counter deck for fear. I was wondering if I would have to or not. So yeah, I just need to get 2 more attacks out on the boss, or maybe just the 1. Yeah, fear's still up this time, but I should have enough dark gems after this. Plus I have an ultimate gem up as well now, which is nice. So yeah, I use this sort of strategy on any non-locked radiance as well. Just try and get 10 or 20%. Yeah, that's going to do some nice damage. With the ultimate gem as well. I've taken off well over half the health now. I'll keep going. Yeah, this is a really good team considering it's not an event deck. I would actually stay in Legends for once, I believe. I normally drop down into Emperors because my Slayer decks are so bad, but yeah, this is actually a good deck. I just need to get decent Slayer decks in the other colours now. But yeah, I focus mainly on Commander, as some of you know, I am a Commander player. I don't really focus on Slayer as I don't enjoy it, but I will focus a bit more on this event as my team is decent. There we go, final hit. 666.6 I saw on the Freedom Fighters there. Here we go, let's see what that does. Yeah, not much left on it. I could probably kill it myself. I'll go and rally a few guildies to it now. See if they want to finish it off for me. Otherwise, I'll kill it myself. So there is a soul store available this time around. The problem is it's ridiculously expensive. And you can only buy it with real money. You can see here, 90 quid. And that gets you 3 MC tokens and 2 ultra rare tokens. I wouldn't bother with this. That's a rip-off in my opinion. You should be able to buy that with gems and not real cash. You have a large selection of souls available here, but again, they shouldn't be charging real money for this. You should be able to buy this with gems, and it should be more reasonably priced than what it is. I think it pretty much has every older soul, should I say. But yeah, that's something they've added, but not something I'm going to be focusing on. So let's have a look at the rewards. It's nice to see a Dragoon collection here again. Dragoon collections are always useful. Tons of good items in that collection. Quite a few Dragoons themselves as well. Let's go ahead and claim this and see what Dragoons I get. I don't think it'd be anything decent, but it's worth a look. Yeah, 5-star Dark Dragoon. There's the Treasure Trove. 4-star one. It would be nice if it was 6 stars, but it's not, unfortunately. So on to the Warden or Dragoon. Let's have a look at what it is. Hopefully something decent. Well, it's a light Warden. Oh, that's not going to be very effective. Regan as well. Yeah, light Wardens. No one really uses light. Dark attack decks are simply too overpowered. And Regan's not going to do much. So, yeah, probably not a Warden that's really worth fighting for too much. But it can be sold for dust. And that's always useful. Well, if you need the dust anyway. So let's go ahead and have a look at the actual event deck. Here we go. I've not really looked at this too much. I can make one of the cards, but I don't really need this deck, so I will wait for the next deck. Yeah, upgrades all power gems, or all dark power gems, should I say, by 1 rank. And increases stealth attack. Creates 4 dark power gem level 7s. Plus has a damage resistance skill. So, yeah, it's okay, but it's probably not the sort of deck you really need if you have some sort of immortal-based team like I have. And then the 2 individual cards increases self-attack by 75%. Then if we move on to the other card, upgrades all dark power gems by 1 rank now and the start of next turn. So yeah, it upgrades the dark power gems over 2 turns. So it could be useful with something like the Sirens. Could also be useful with Iria and an Immortal Killer based team. It's up to you to try a few things out. I've given you a few ideas during the video. And that's the end of the video. I hope that was helpful. As always, if you do have any questions or suggestions regarding this, please let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to help. If you did enjoy this video, leaving a like and subscribing to the channel is always appreciated. Thank you to those that have already subscribed, and thanks for watching.